She'll be right, mate. Hey team, how are you today? It is Hannah here, and this video is gonna be out of this world. So as avid YouTube fans, I'm sure you guys have noticed that there seem to be a lot more UK and American YouTubers than there are really big Australian YouTubers. And I think this might be because they just don't get us. No one has explained to them exactly what Australia is about. So here I am today. I'm going to teach everybody what it is to be Australian.
I'll slip an extra shrimp on the barbie for you.
So the first thing that you need to do to be a true Australian is to give zero shits. It's part of the Australian way to not really care because, you know what, she'll be right, mate.
Apart from that, no worries.
The second thing that all Australians love to do is complain about the weather. No matter how hot or how cold it is, someone is gonna have an opinion that isn't positive.
Oh, fucking steaming in here, mate. Jesus. Global warming's not a joke, right? Whew.
Oh, it's so cold. Does anyone have a jacket? How cold is it? 18, bloody hell, that's cold. I need a cardigan.
To be a real Aussie, you have to spend at least one holiday in Bali with the lads. If you don't come back with a tattoo that says #LadsTrip and no memory of actually getting that tattoo, you haven't done it right.
2011! How much have you had to drink today? I've probably had 2,000 rupiah.
Also, part of coming of age of a young Australian is to go overseas and live in London for a year while tending bar. If you don't have stories about your favourite coffee shop on Shoreditch High Street, then I'm sorry, you're not a true Australian. Another thing that all Aussies do is that we hate New Zealand, but in a loving little brother kind of way. But secretly, when they do super well, we're so proud and we love them.
Going down, mate?
Yes, thanks.
Are you a Kiwi?
Yes, hello, I'm Murray Hewitt from the New Zealand Consulate.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
A Kiwi? Uh-oh. Australian. Uh-oh.
But if you don't have a conversation with a New Zealander and work in at least one sheep fucking joke, then you've done the country a disservice, I'm sorry.
Well, look, I'm really sorry about that. But I thought Flossie the sheep won Miss New Zealand every year.
As an Australian, it's also part of our culture to just make up stories about Australia while traveling. I'm not going to tell you here which ones are true and which ones aren't because that would be very un-Australian, but just rest assured that 90% of what an Australian says to you in a bar while they're drunk in Germany isn't true. It's probably not real. I'm sorry.
Jeez, I wouldn't camp there if I were you.
There's drop bears.
Drop bears?
Like a bigger, meaner koala bear.
Yeah.
Then they drop from the tree.
Yeah.
And then grab your head by the head.
As an Australian, it's imperative that you have the skill to eat an entire teaspoon of Vegemite with no bread or butter just to prove to foreigners that we are tough as an act of dominance. It's like the haka for New Zealanders, except in Australia we just eat a teaspoon of Vegemite in your face without our eyes watering, and that's how we prove to you we're ready for battle. True Australians exclusively show their friends they love them by making fun of them. We treat our friends like absolute shit because we know that we love each other enough to get away with it. If an Australian is polite to you, they probably hate your guts. But this goes hand in hand with every true Australian also makes fun of themselves just as much as they make fun of everybody else. And lastly, every true Australian is going to vote in the postal vote plebiscite on same-sex marriage and let the government know that we are voting for love. I'm going to leave links in the description below so that you can make sure you are on the electoral roll with the correct information so that you can get that postal vote in and vote yes for same-sex marriage to show people that human rights are for everybody, not just people who are like you. Guys, this rainbow background isn't a coincidence, right? This isn't something that I just went, oh, that's pretty unicorns and shit. I'm not 12 years old. I picked that rainbow background for a reason, and that's because I'm gay as shit, and I love women, and I love rainbows, and I just want to show you every day, even in subtle ways, that this is what it's all about. And if you don't vote in the plebiscite because you want to boycott it to show the government that it's a waste of money, guess what? They've already spent the money. You boycotting it isn't going to unspend that money. It's just going to make people in the LGBTQIA+ community think that you don't care about them. And you know what? You don't care about them, because if you think that you have the freedom to not vote in something because it doesn't affect you personally, then you actually don't care about their rights, and you just care about posturing and what people think of you. And if you have the privilege to not vote, yes, because it doesn't affect you, then fuck you for thinking that your life is the only one that matters. So anyway, do the thumbs up and the comments and the subscribe, but just vote, guys, just vote. That's what matters. Just vote in the plebiscite. It's what's most important. Everything else, forget it for this video. Just vote. Get your electoral roll details correct and vote, please. But if there wasn't a foreigner around, you would never ever do that, because Vegemite at that scale is disgusting. I'm sorry, a thin spread on toast is fine, but eating that much, no one does that for fun.